What an afternoon. Good afternoon, viewers. Welcome to my channel. My name is Joel. Today, let us talk about a term called instruction. When we are using that word instruction, in most cases we use a plural of it, which is instructions. Now, instructions actually refer to a group of orders. If we say an instruction, we are talking of an order. If we are talking of instructions, we are looking at a group of orders. So these orders are the guidelines that we follow to achieve something which we aim at. In health, we have many aims, we have many objectives, but we follow instructions to achieve them. Now, an instruction, if well followed, it leads us on to where we want to be. If we follow an instruction wrongly, we end up messing up. When we are looking at instructions, basically we are focusing at the good outcome. We use instructions to prevent, we use instructions to treat, and we also use instructions even after treatment or after any form of intervention. When I talk of instructions in prevention, I'm looking at the orders or the guidelines that we follow to prevent sickness or ailments, injuries, and other uncertainties. If I give an example to the drivers, I will say we are instructed when we reach the zebra crossings to give permission to the foot users to cross the road. If we don't follow that, a person who is a foot user will come knowing that I will cross at the zebra crossings. And me, the driver, if I do not follow the other instruction, I will just come cruise, and then I will kill or I will cause injury. Again, in the prevention, we can look at diseases like hypertension. Hypertension is a disease that I may put in a category of non-communicable disease. It can be prevented, like we prevent it using, we do exercises, we do health feeding, and in the case we have the disease, we do early identification and management. Now, if we follow those guidelines, we can have a good management of hypertension. Same applies to diabetes. When I look at diseases like sickle cells, the best way to manage it is following instructions. For example, it is you test your blood, find if you are a carrier or you are a sickle cell patient, and then in the case of the two, your partner should not carry that gene. That's a good instruction. In terms of prevention, in terms of treatment and management, for sure, we have simple instructions like if you feel unwell, seek medical help. Still in instructions, if you are sick, find someone who can treat you. Even if you are a medic, you don't need to treat yourself. In terms of treatment, if you are sick and they give you drugs, if they tell you take these drugs after 8 hours, you need to use that. If they tell you take it after 12 hours, you need to use that. So those guidelines, those orders can give you good health. After treatment, when they tell you that We have discharged you from the hospital, you go back home, but you eat well, you drink well, you do exercises. Those are instructions. Those instructions are good because they give us good health. The biggest aim we are at when we are talking this, when we are doing anything in relationship to people's health, is to have good health. We can never have very good health without following instructions. Instructions can be simple instructions, they can even be hard instructions. When I talk of simple instructions, I'm looking at those instructions that can quickly be followed. For example, someone who is used to walking on foot, when you tell him or her that now you have a dislocation, don't go riding a bicycle. That's no big deal to him. He has always been using foot, no need to go on a bicycle. Those are simple. But have you ever realized that there are instructions like your daily meal every day, you have been taking food which is having salt in it, and then you go to the hospital, they tell you, you know what, you have hypertension, and we are advising that you reduce or get off salt from food. It is a hard one, and you find that some people, it is hard for them to follow that, so they kind of look at, how can I do this, how can I survive with this? Yeah, I mean, you find there are those complicated instructions. However, no matter what type of instructions we are given regarding to our health, we need to follow it. Instructions are derived from our scholars. After having done studies of specific conditions, then they come out with the findings that they think, if well followed, can keep our health well. Research studies have been carried out in many areas, many environments, and conclusions which are proven have been put up. So mostly those instructions that we give in health settings, they are based on studies that have been approved. If we need good life, if we need good health, we need to follow instructions. A few days ago, I was at the lake and I found a poster which was showing that you can swim at your own risk. I was like, oh, swim at my own risk? What does it mean? That one means if you go into that water and you get a snake bite, the owners of the beach are not responsible. If you get any form of injury, any damage or anything, it is up to you. Imagine, you have gone to the beach to enjoy, and the rest of the things are at your own risk. We need to follow instructions very seriously. One day I was moving and I found a poster. Actually, I was entering a room. I found a poster that the floor was wet, so stay away. Now, I read it and I was like, should I go? I waited to see the poster which is telling me that now it is dry, enter. I didn't see it. I was like, I followed the instructions and then I was not helped. So this instruction that we give to our colleagues, to our people, we need to put right instruction at the right time. If you put an instruction that the place is closed, don't enter. So in case you open the place, please put a poster or an instruction saying, the place is now open, please enter. Wet floor, dry floor. No salt, yes salt. I mean, those instructions, things can change depending on the environment and how the person feels. This weekend, that's what I had to share with all of us, and I ask all of us to be following instructions if we need good health. Health is what you make it. Health is what you work for. Happiness is part of health. Wow. Thank you very much for tuning in. Joel is my name. Bye.